Okay, let's talk about something that happens to, well, pretty much everyone. You've been there, right? You record a really important interview or maybe a podcast, and when you go to listen back, all you hear is this awful background noise. The AC unit is humming, there's a weird hiss, you name it. And you can't just do it over. So, what now?
I absolutely love this analogy because it's just so true. Trying to rescue bad audio is a lot like trying to unmix a cocktail. Once it's all blended together, you can't just magically pull the ingredients apart. But, and this is the key part, with the right techniques, you can get incredibly close.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How do you save that recording when getting a do-over just isn't an option? Well, you're in the right place. We're going to walk through step by step how to take that noisy, unusable audio and turn it into something you can actually be proud of. All right, let's get our hands dirty. The very first thing we need to do, and honestly, it's the most powerful step, is to tackle that constant, annoying background noise, that hum, that hiss. It's got to go first. And our secret weapon for this is a tool called noise removal. The idea behind it is kind of brilliant. You basically teach your software what the bad sound is by giving it a sample, and then just tell it, hey, go find this sound everywhere else and get rid of it. Now, getting this right is all about the two-step process. First, and this is absolutely critical, you need to find a few seconds of audio that has only the background noise. No talking, no paper shuffling, just that pure uncut air conditioner hum. That's your noise profile. Once you have that, you just select your whole recording and let the tool do its thing. Okay, but here's a super common trap. Sometimes, after you remove the noise, the voice left behind sounds, well, weird, kind of watery or robotic. If that happens, here's a fantastic pro tip. Just lower the volume of that little noise sample before you create the profile. It tells the software to be a little less aggressive, and it can make all the difference in keeping the voice sounding natural. Okay, nice. The main noise floor is gone. The constant hum has been dealt with. Now we can get a bit more surgical. We're going to start carving out specific problem frequencies that are usually outside the range of a human voice anyway.
We've got two main tools for this job: a high-pass filter and a low-pass filter. Think of it like this. A high-pass filter cuts out all the super low rumbly junk, like when you bump the mic stand. For a voice, you'll want to cut out everything below about 60 to 100 hertz. Then the low-pass filter does the opposite. It cuts out the really high hissy frequencies that can make an audio sound harsh, usually anything above 15,000 hertz.
All right, so the steady noises are gone, but what about all those sudden, annoying sounds? You know, the little clicks, pops, and crackles that jump out at you. Well, now we're moving into the microsurgery phase.
Your first line of attack is usually an automated click removal tool. You can think of this as a quick pass that scans your audio and fixes a whole bunch of those little tiny pops all at once. It's a great starting point, but it's probably not going to catch everything. So for those more stubborn clicks that the automated tool missed, you've got to get hands-on. You zoom way into the waveform until you can literally see the spike from the click. Then you use a repair tool. It cleverly looks at the audio right before and after the click and just rebuilds that tiny little broken piece. It's kind of magic. And then there's the final boss. For the true perfectionist, if there's one last click that's just driving you nuts, you can actually use a draw tool to manually redraw the waveform yourself. You're literally smoothing out the wave by hand. It gives you the absolute most control possible. Okay, deep breath. We did it. We've cleaned, we've filtered, we've done surgery. The noise is gone. But the voice might sound a little flat now, a little lifeless. So this is the fun part. Now we make it shine. I love thinking about it this way. All that noise removal stuff, that was like sweeping and dusting a messy room. It's clean now, for sure. But this next part, this is like adjusting the lighting to make everything look amazing. We're going to make sure the voice is clear and present and perfectly balanced.
A lot of pros use this really reliable 5-step workflow for polishing vocals. It's got this kind of technical sounding acronym, ENCNL. That just stands for Equalize, Normalize, Compress, Normalize again, and then Limit. Let's break that down real quick.
First up is Equalize, or EQ. That's just shaping the tone, right? Maybe boosting the high frequencies to add a little crispness, a little sparkle. Then we normalize, which is just a fancy way of saying we turn the volume up to a good, healthy level. After that, we compress. Compression is amazing. It basically evens out the volume, so the quiet parts get a little louder and the loud parts get a little quieter. Since that makes everything quieter overall, we normalize again to bring the volume back up. And finally, we add a limiter.
which is like a safety net that catches any random peaks that are still too loud so you don't get any nasty digital distortion. Phew. Okay, that was a lot, I know. We went from big, broad strokes all the way down to tiny surgical fixes and professional polishing. So let's boil all of that down into one simple checklist you can use every single time you need to rescue some audio.
Here you go. Step 1, your big sweep with noise removal. Remember to get that pure noise profile. Step 2, filter out the junk with your high and low pass filters. Step 3, time for surgery on any clicks and pops. Step 4, polish it up with that ENCNL method to make the voice really pop. And hey, for a bonus final step, you can even use tools that automatically cut out long, awkward pauses to make everything sound tighter and more professional.
And really, that's what this is all about, isn't it? Learning these tools isn't just about being a technical wizard. It's about making sure that a technical problem doesn't stop an important story from being heard. It's about saving a precious family memory or making sure a powerful interview sees the light of day. So, now that you have the tools, what stories are you going to rescue?